Hi, welcome to my video. In this content I'm gonna share to you about real estate wholesaling and investments. Step by step how to do a real estate investment. 1. Find a property owned by a motivated seller. See topics greater than marketing. 2. Contact owner, skip trace if necessary, find out reason for wanting to sell, and asking price, see topics greater than skip tracing. 3. Gather information to be able to evaluate the property and run the numbers, property type, beds, baths, square footage, year built, lot size, condition, photos or video. 4. Run the numbers based on comps recently sold comparable properties in same neighborhood, to figure ARV after repair value, see topics greater than comps ARV. 5. Estimate repair needs or have contractor bid. 6. Take ARV times discount percentage for your market. What investors look to pay 60% to 90%, and subtract est repairs to get MAU or max allowed offer. Deduct your markup if planning to wholesale. 7. Make offer, negotiate if necessary. My offer always sounds something like this. So if we pay to do all the repairs, cover the attorney fees, pay for the abstract, and pay all the closing costs and other fees, how much cash in your hands would it take to let us take care of this headache for you today? Once I get that number, I can negotiate down if needed or negotiate creative financing. 8. Contract to purchase property by getting P&S purchase and sale contract signed between owners, sellers, and you buyer. 9. Open escrow at title county or attorney by taking them a copy of the signed contract. 10. EMD earnest money deposit is paid to escrow agent, title company, attorney based on what the contract says, if applicable, amount when it's due. 11A. Do due diligence, renegotiate if necessary. 11B. If assigning, wholesaling, marketing of equitable interest aka contract happens here. Once finding a buyer, either an assignment agreement or second P&S contract is signed by you and the end buyer and immediately forward copy to escrow agent along with any additional deposit. 12. Close on the property, typically 7 to 30 days after escrow open, a day or two prior the escrow agent will send out HUD settlement statements to buyers and sellers breaking down the numbers, what's owed, what's received. Note: when scheduling closing in your contract, depending on the state, it can be anywhere from 7 days to 30 days, or more. If you want it fast, ask how long it will take up front before doing first deal. In Oklahoma for example, we are an abstract state, so at minimum it takes typically 21 days. 13. If other exit strategy get to work. Let's move on to the next topic. 3 different ways of rehab and flipping. When getting started in rehabbing and flipping, you have to break it down into 3 different techniques. Always have a trusted contractor bid the property before you even close on it. If you don't have one you use, get multiple bids. Even if doing the work yourself, it's a good idea at first to have a contractor bid it, because they may find something you missed, and you can learn more about costs. Let's get into the 3 types of flips. 1. Wholesale, as is, flip. This is basically a post-closing wholesale deal. But you maximize the profits by doing very minimal work. Clean the place, mow the yard, haul off trash, maybe a few minor repairs and sell it as is. Or, fixer-upper, deal to either other investors or potential owner-occupants looking for a fixer-upper deal. A lot of times this is an easy way to make better returns than wholesaling, especially on a foreclosure deal, or other property where you couldn't get access to the property prior to closing. I do a lot of these type deals, and do very well with them. Some I sell for cash, and some I sell or finance. 2. Rehab flip is a rental property. Before rehabbing any property you have to decide, is it a better potential as a rental property or as a high-end upgrade, and maximize the profits. This will be based on location most of the time. You don't want to max out your rehab budget with high-end upgrades like granite counters, high-end flooring, etc. Full bathroom kitchen guts on a property that will probably be a rental in a blue-collar neighborhood. Also, some properties based on the numbers, you can rehab it, get it occupied with a property manager in place, and have room to sell it as a turnkey occupied rental, or keep it. 3. Rehab flip is a high-end flip. This is the property where you're going all in. And know with the right upgrades, granite counters, higher-end floors, full kitchen and bathroom updates, etc., you will be able to make it minimum $25,000 or more when selling it based on the comps. Let's jump to the last topic. Wholesaling. Wholesaling is finding the deal, getting it under contract to purchase, and selling it fast to another investor for a higher price than contracted for, and you make the difference between the purchase price and the sale price to the end buyer. You should never contract to purchase any property that you do not have the ability and intention to close on. The ability doesn't necessarily have to be your own capital, it can be bank funding, private money, hard money, joint venture, etc. But in many states, there are laws about entering into a contract to purchase real estate without the ability to perform. There are two ways to do a wholesale deal. 1. Assignment contract. You have a purchase and sales contract with the seller, then simply assign your rights and interest in the deal to another investor for a fee. Example. Seller agrees in P&S contract to sell you BA property for $80,000 and you find another investor C willing to pay $90,000 for the property. So, you assign your rights to investor C for $10,000 assignment fee. Some end buyers will pay you up front, but most will want it contingent on the deal actually closing. The P&S contract and assignment contract are all sent to title company, or escrow agent, or attorney, and at time of closing investor C is paying $90,000, the escrow agent pays you $10,000 and pays the seller $80,000. Closing fees, taxes, etc. are handled based on the terms of the original P&S contract. There's also two different common methods of assigning. Wholesaler gets paid their fee after end buyer's due diligence and the wholesaler is out of the deal. Fee is sent to escrow after end buyer's due diligence until closing and is only payable upon successful title transfer. This is the preferred way by most investors. Assignment is the easiest way as long as you know the seller and end buyer will not care about how much you are making on the deal. If you're worried about them knowing, then do a double close. 2. Double close. With a double close, you actually close on the deal and the end buyer investor buys from you. So, there's two transactions and two P&S contracts, a to B and B to C. Some states you will be required to have the funds to close or use a transactional funding company, and some states even require 24 hours between transactions. In other states, simultaneous closing is permitted where funds from investor C can fund the B to C in a to B transaction, and you B keep the difference. Same example. Seller agrees in P&S contract to sell you BA property for $80,000 and you find another investor C willing to pay $90,000 for the property. So, you do a second P&S contract from UB to investor C for $90,000. Both P&S contracts are all sent to title company, or escrow agent, or attorney, and at time of closing investor C is paying $90,000 to you and you're paying $80,000 to seller A again. In some states you would be required to have the funding for the transaction up front, and then get it right back when you sold to the end buyer. Blind HUD or one-sided HUD. Some closing agents allow a blind HUD or one-sided HUD closing if you ask. With this all parties only see their numbers, so this is another way to not disclose your profit, if you're making a large cut and worried about it. Wholesaling disclaimer. I teach the correct, most ethical and legal way to wholesale based from my previous clients. Wholesaling is an exit strategy only, not an acquisitions method. You should get access to funding to be able to perform on your contractual obligation to purchase the property, in the event you do not find an end buyer. It does not have to be your own cash, it can be bank loan, private money, hard money pre-approval, joint venture partner, credit cards advance, retirement account loan, life insurance loan, etc. But it's unethical and illegal in most states to contract to purchase real estate with no intent on purchasing the property and sole intent being to market the property to an end buyer or just walk away if you can't find one, unless you have a license, and then you wouldn't contract to purchase, you'd contract to market with a listing agreement. Using weasel clauses as escape plan for not finding a buyer is very unethical and not what they're for. Now you learn more about wholesaling and investment process. I will offer my virtual assistant services that can able to help you to generate motivated sellers and cash buyers within US market area. Furthermore, I can guarantee 25 motivated sellers, and those are distressed property, off-market deal, old property, failed on the market, and property needs to rehab fix. Here's what I can do. Cold calling, acquisition and disposition from wholesaling, listing and creative financing. I can help you from cold calling to closing. Cold calling, gauging motivation, appointment setting, negotiation 60 to 70% minus repairs, run comps and consent of purchase sales agreement contract using DocuSign. For the cost of my services, I have 2 weeks subscription and it will only cost $250. My working hours is from Monday to Friday and 5 hours a day. Payment will be guided in separate video using TransferWise. If you're interested to subscribe with my services, just DM me on Facebook. Thank you for watching.